Hi, everybody. Jack O'Malley. It is a Wednesday. The sun is shining, but it is cold out there. And I've seen some snow flurries here in Lansing as well. All right, several things to talk about. Monday, I was coming to you from a truck stop. Today, I am in the office of the 101st. And a lot going on. So many things to talk about. But again, I try to keep these to 10 minutes. So I'm going to get started here. And I'm going to talk about one that I know there will be people who say, Jack, you are just being critical. You're terrible. What about this? What about that? But I've got to talk about Governor Whitmer, it being found out that she went to Florida to visit her dad, who she says is chronically ill, about a month or so ago. Now, some will say, Jack, don't be hypocritical here. Some of your Republican legislators left for spring break and travel. That's true, they did. But they didn't hide it, and they're not the ones trying to lock people down. Remember this, for the last year, this is the governor who, with those restrictions, people were not allowed to mourn. People have not been able to hug loved ones. People have lost and missed graduations. There have been weddings that grandma couldn't go to because of the COVID restrictions. So this is the governor that did that. And this is the governor who went to the inauguration in January, then posted a picture. Now here's the thing. It was supposed to be 2 people. She was there with both daughters. That's 3 people. Where'd she get those tickets? How'd they get there? Commercial plane? Private plane? Right? That's even the case with Florida. All right, her dad is ill. Well, how many people in the state of Michigan haven't even left their house in the last year because they're scared to death? But our governor goes to Florida, and there's the irony too. She goes to a state, her father is living in a state, she goes to a state that she's criticized because Florida and Michigan are often compared. And she's knocked Florida. She's flying to a state that she's made fun of or criticized in the past. The irony, the hypocrisy of that trip is unbelievable. And I know the governor just thinks it's terrible. I'm sorry, Governor Whitmer. But you go to the inauguration in January when you got the state locked down. You go visit the troops. Okay, I'll grant you that one, maybe. You're the chief executive. You're going to see the troops in Washington, D.C. Okay, I'll give you that one. But going to Florida, and you did it a month before spring break when people would be paying attention. Where's the governor? Oh, she was here all spring break. Sorry. Especially when you think that, realize that for the last year, there are people, and they will be commenting here, how they weren't able to see a loved one. They weren't able to mourn a death. I don't know how many calls I've gotten from people who said, I can't go see my loved one because they were in a nursing home or they were in a hospital or whatever the case may be. We've been told, stay away. And I've even said, stay away from Granny because we don't want Granny getting sick. Madam Governor, you owe the people of Michigan an apology. And I'll give you another one. So if you're thinking, Jack, you're full of crap. Governor, you're being bad because people on the Republican side did it. All right, let me give you one. Remember when Senator Ted Cruz, his state gets hit by a winter storm, power's out, people are freezing. And what does Cruz do? Like a dope, takes his family to Mexico so they can be warm. He realizes the error of his ways, and he comes back with his tail between his legs like he should have, right? But, they were piling on there. It's the same damn thing. Sorry. He was wrong. The governor was wrong. And I'll tell you what, her father might be sick, and I wish him nothing but good health. But you know what? Get somebody to take care of him. Visit him via Zoom, because that's what basically you were telling the people of Michigan to do. So come on, Governor. I call BS on that one. And anybody who tries to defend her on that, sorry. That one was wrong. All right, this one took forever, but it has happened. You may have seen the Unlock Michigan petition. The Board of Canvassers, or Michigan Bureau of Elections, has recommended the certification of the Unlock Michigan Initiative petition, which aims to place repealing the now unconstitutional 1945 Emergency Powers of the Governor Act in front of the legislature. Actually, the law, in my opinion, isn't unconstitutional. It was how the governor was using it is what was the unconstitutional problem. So the thought is that as soon as it gets moved through and officially, now I think the Board of Canvassers have done it now. The Board of Elections has recommended it. The Board of Canvassers have to certify it. Once that happens, it will be in the legislative realm, and I would assume we would be passing that out and making it law ASAP. So we'll see. So all you good people who signed that initiative, over 500,000, you done good work. And so we've tried, remember, just so you know, we did try to pass a legislation that would have repealed that law, but the governor vetoed it. And, but we took tools away from her. That's what she was saying. We took tools away from her. Yeah, well, they had the similar tools in Florida, and they've been doing all right. So much so you probably saw the free state of Florida when you went to visit, Madam Governor. All right. On another note, 13 reforms were agreed to as part of a ethics reform package. Just so you know, Speaker of the House Jason Wentworth and House Minority Leader Donna Lazinski, along with the Voters Not Politician group, have announced ethics reform, which would include making lobbyists report when they lobby legislative staff. Let's see here. It would also, there would be a state, speaking a lot, that they could not be appointed, lobbyists could not be appointed to state boards or commissions under the ethics reform package, which makes sense. Also, put a pause on retiring lawmakers from entering into the lobby corps. And I think it's a 2-year wait on that. That sort of thing. Let's see. There's other things there. So there is a reform package moving through, and I think that's a good thing. So we move forward there. More on that as we move forward. So we're working on transparency for government, the governor and the legislature, and now we've got ethics reform that we're moving forward. We're trying to make sure that the people of the state of Michigan know what's going on and can trust us. So know that's happening. Let's see here. Also, on COVID deaths, I see the numbers are coming down a little bit. This is from yesterday, so the numbers may be a little bit different. Michigan experienced its second highest number of the B.1.1.7 variant, known as the UK variant, and recognized for being more infectious and detrimental, with 2,753 cases across 82 counties. So that is part of our problem, are these variants that have popped up. And I guess the state has passed 6 million COVID vaccines as of yesterday. I say today on the story, but it is yesterday. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Tomorrow in our ethics committee, we are going to vote on the resolution that was passed by the House on Tuesday that would grant our oversight committee the power to subpoena former Director Gordon of DHHS. And I think that's huge because if you remember, he's the guy that got the $155,000 severance pay and then signed a non-disclosure agreement. And then he and the governor said, well, okay, we'll do away with that non-disclosure contract. Okay, good. Let's talk. No, I'm not going to talk. So this subpoena would bring Director Gordon in. We would have the authority to administer an oath, and we'll see what he says, if he says anything. So, and we'll see if he comes in to talk. Personally, I'm not 100% sure what happens if he doesn't. I would assume that, well, I shouldn't assume. I won't. I'll have to ask that question. Tomorrow in committee, I'll ask that question. And also, I mentioned this on Monday, I think it was. I'd gotten a whole bunch of people and stories commenting that my OSHA was looking at making the COVID restrictions permanent. And I said at the time, I don't know how true this is. Let me check. Well, There is some truth to it. There is discussion of that. I will tell you that we are investigating that. I believe our legal team is looking into what can and can't be done. So I think that you need to, wherever you're at across the state, reach out to your state representative, your state senator, and the governor's office and say, don't you dare do that. So we're looking into it. It hasn't happened yet. Sometimes ideas get floated. You know, they talk about floating a balloon. You see how it goes. Well, I'm going to say that one's gone over like a lead balloon. So we're on it. Doesn't mean they won't try to do it, but we're on it and we're following up on it. So I just want you to know that. Yeah, I think that's good enough for tonight. I'm at 10 minutes and a lot going on. But I wanted to comment on the governor going to Florida. I just think that is stone cold deaf, realizing what you've put the state through. And then, well, I'm going to visit my sick dad. I get it. There were a lot of people that wanted to visit their sick dads and moms and whatnot, but couldn't do it because of your rules, Madam Governor. So, and then the other question is, after you traveled, did you quarantine for 14 days? That was the other thing, remember? Well, you can travel, but then you got to quarantine for 14 days. So anyway, I think the hypocrisy of it all is pretty obvious to people, and our governor is kind of swirling in a lot of that right now. And I think people are finally paying attention and noticing, so that's good. All right, we'll continue fighting. Tomorrow's Oversight Committee, I will have to ask that question. What happens if he refuses? Do we send the law after him? I don't know, but I'll find out. All right, we'll talk again on Friday. Have a good evening.